Hey bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. Got ourselves a specialized Sequoia road bike here, and it has I ride RAGBRAI written all over it. Well, not literally. You can see it's got like a mirror that sticks out and gets caught on everything. And then it's also 20 years old, and it's got a triple that has been upgraded since new. So this is the Holotech style triple something. So I can just kind of tell by these wheels that they've been adjusted at some point. This is just classic. Oh, gel seat cover, and then kind of an off-brand rack. I mean, it's just classic RAGBRAI machine. All said is it looks to be well ridden and well maintained. I'm super into it. Like, I love this stuff. To me, this is like the epitome of regular guy with a bicycle who just happens to ride long distances. I mean, maybe, I didn't meet this person, whatever, and here I am psychoanalyzing and judging them. Sorta, kinda. Yeah, I guess I am. Anyway, it's time for some maintenance. I think RAGBRAI is probably next month. RAGBRAI is this ride across Iowa. The Des Moines Register started it as like a promotional thing many, many years ago. People have been doing it for decades. And I get asked all the time, you ever do RAGBRAI? And it's like, no, I haven't. Not into group rides. But a lot of people are. I guess it's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of history and tradition. And we're gonna get this one ready. They're gonna get some new tires. I always replace the shift cables on this style of shifter from this era. And some new bar tape. I'm a little freaked out about the bar tape situation because this is like beefed up. Oh, and then they have this thing clamped on over the bar tape. Okie dokes. First things first, loosen the brakes, click our little levers. Ooh, we gotta flush these shifters out. They are not clicking. Get everything into little and little. And pop the wheels off and set them aside. Front hub is loose. We're gonna replace these cables just for good measure. I think I'm gonna replace this housing too. This colored housing from this era tends to, dry out and crack. Oh, and you can see, right? That gets a little dicey. It's time. Let that one step fester. Oh, that one got me. This is not the right tool. Got a lot going on with these bars. Look at all that. Oh, dropped the tool. Oh, dropped the bolt. You people with your electrical tape all over everything. Yeah, I know, I shouldn't harbor so much resentment. I should just be grateful to have the business, right? But, like, how am I supposed to unwrap that bar? Gotta find the end of the tape, wherever it is, or make an end. How many layers of tape are on here? See, that's the thing is, I don't really know what this person wants, or if it was discussed, or what the deal is. I just see tape, so I gotta do what I'm doing, but I think it's double wrapped. Oh, it's got this gooey gel thing going on in here. Sometimes I feel like I can't charge enough to do bar tape, you know? Like, you never know if it's gonna take 4 minutes or an hour. God damn it. There's like a sleeve in here. I also hate bar end mirrors. I hate so much. Why am I so negative this morning? 1 cup of coffee. That's it. And it's like stuck in there now. I mean, for real, people. Why do you do this to me? You know, like, how does this even work? Absolutely disgusting. Probably a Bike Farmer fan. Probably like member. Sends me $5 every video, tells all his friends, and here I am trashing his bike. Sorry. It's not you, man. I like you. I like what's going on here. Just sucks to work on. That's all. I think about that a lot, actually. You know, my bikes are very customized to myself. You know, overly complex in many ways, because I'm a very special person who has very special needs, and I need to be comfortable, and everything's got to be convenient and just exactly perfect on those long rides. But I would never in a million years feel comfortable giving it to someone else to work on. That's, I don't know, just how I am. You know, it's really hard for me to be on the other side of things where it's like, no, I just really like the activity of endurance cycling, you know, but don't know how to do things myself. Like, that's just never been how I am. Like, I've been a mechanic first and then a cyclist second. So it's just a matter of perspective. You know, my perspective is totally different. It's hard for me to jump into that, you know, enthusiast cyclist world, you know, as the primary dominant gene. Cycling is my recessive gene. Building bikes and maintaining them is my, what do you call it, dominant gene. Yeah. Mechanic first, cyclist second, retailer third. And I ain't trying to change it. It's just how it is. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how long this clip is. I'm gonna edit a bunch out for you, of course, but I'll let you know how long it took to just unwrap those bars. Picking up all the little pieces. You know, I'm glad that the customer has decided, and I'm glad that my guy had sold them the premium tape that won't do this. You know, we'll probably be able to just unwrap it quick next time. But this cork tape with the sticky back, ugh. Now, if you're new to the channel, if this is like the first video that you've seen, I'm not always this grumpy. And I'll come around eventually. It'll get fun here in a minute. And those of you that have been around a while and just wait for excellent content to be put out 2 times a week, well, you know it's gonna get weird eventually. We're gonna have a lot of fun today working on this here RAGBRAI bike. So I got some Behold furniture polish here. I'm gonna get some of this crushed limestone bike path dust off the bike. Hey bike farmers, just a quick note while there's a lull in the action. If you've made it this far, I assume you like the video enough to click the like button. If you really like it, let us know in the comments below. And if you're into bicycle content for regular people, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're able to support more directly, click on the super thanks button and send me some taco money. Or better yet, join the channel as a monthly sustaining member. All of these things will help grow the channel organically and give the Bike Farmer YouTube channel a strong future. Thanks again for watching. Now let's get back to the bikes. So I cut some fresh links of housing here. I did the 2 front pieces and then the one back by the rear derailleur. And right after I cut them, I like to spread the holes out. There's a little, maybe you can see there's a little plastic sleeve in there. And we just kind of try to widen the gap. Help get the new cables through. 4mm plastic ferrules, which I'm running short on. So all of these need to be pounded on, and then they'll even settle a little bit on the bike once you get the cables hooked up and start stretching everything, which we'll do here in a minute. Okay, so there's you gotta get it just exactly perfect in there or else it won't function. But once you get it in there, it pretty much stays put. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna drop some lube up here on the cables. Surface tension and gravity is employed. Hired. I mean, there's no reason for that housing to be that long at all, ever, under any circumstances. And I'm gonna have it cross over the front. Yeah. I'm gonna take these off and cut them back a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna have the front cable cross over to the right cable stop. And then the cables will cross underneath the down tube, but that's okay. It's no biggie. I just think sometimes this gives it a cleaner line. Maybe not. But, you know, to have them kind of cross here keeps everything moving freely. And we just have to make sure we get things going on the right path in the nether regions here. You know, sometimes I catch my dog getting after his nether regions. And that look he gives me when he gets caught. You know, I never know if he like cares that I'm seeing it. Then I start to think, and I'm like, is this unconditional love? You know, like total trust. Like he's just unaffected. It's like, here I am, licking my balls. And I don't care that you see me. I love you that much. Is that the message he's given? Saw some comments a couple videos ago about, you know, the grandma wiping as we go song getting a little played out, a little old. All I'm saying is be careful what you ask for, folks. You know, I'm gonna have to come up with new material if you're getting tired of the old stuff. Oh man, my belly is grumbling already. Send taco money. Well, according to the Gregorian calendar, it is June 5th. And I don't even know if it's the Gregorian calendar. But it sure sounds like I know. So I'm gonna say it. And usually this is just like, you know, peak bike season. You know, this week it's the last week of school. Kids have a half day for finals today, and then like some bullshit tomorrow, just to like, I don't know, make up for a snow day or something. Who knows? And then it's summertime, and so a lot of kids, a lot of families are like, oh my God, summertime. What are we gonna do? You know, the youth sports aren't gonna happen for a week. We're gonna have to go for a bike ride. So usually it's like super busy, and this is the busiest that it's been. I've been down here. So I've only been open Thursday, Friday, Saturday this year. It's been slow enough where I've really cut back my hours. Usually it's Tuesday through Saturday, but cut back to 3 days a week. And the thought is that you got 3 days that people can come in, bring in bikes and pick them up. And then on those other days, hopefully enough come in where I can be busy in the mornings making these videos and fixing bikes, and then skedaddle when the shop is open and let my guys handle the customers, because I don't really like handling customers. Which introduces a whole lot of other problems, because like I have no idea what was discussed when this bike came in. I just have a tag, and I know it was on Saturday, and Eli was super busy, and all the tags are kind of like written up, like because there's other customers waiting. So maybe I should spend more time at my bike shop that, you know, is all I ever wanted my whole life, and now I'm just kind of like, do I really want this thing? Anyway, all that's to say is I'm grateful that it's busy, and you know, but at the same time, you know, I'd rather be making videos. I mean, I don't mind making these videos. I like fixing the bikes and making the videos, but I could like, it's summertime. I want to get out there and like make the, you know, bike riding videos or other ideas or something. You know what I mean? I could be out traveling around or riding or, you know, making videos is what I want to do now instead of bike shop stuff. But I still want the shop. The town needs it. They appreciate that I'm here. We're selling a couple bikes here and there. You know, it's good enough for who it's for, that's for sure. And it's still working, so the little engine that could. The little 36 horsepower Volkswagen engine that shouldn't have, but did. That's the story. That's gonna be my memoir. The little engine that shouldn't have, but did. The Gibbs Bike Shop story. Very straight. Very smooth hub. Feels to be properly adjusted. It felt really good in the bike. Now this one, on the other hand, we can grab, get you in focus, and then see how that lock nut is backing right off of the old cup there. But if we're going that far, we might as well squirt a little grease in there, don't you think? This thing barely works, but when it does, it's awesome. When it does. Sure, I'm sing-songy these days, because yesterday, I don't know if you already saw that video or not, I was very sing-songy. Alright, and then we screw things back together. So I get everything finger tight. Just with my fingers and the greasy fingers, getting everything just about finger tight. This works out pretty often. Get my cone wrench on the cone, and then my big old 17er. Alright, like that, and tighten them together. What that does is it kind of backs that cone off like a quarter turn or an eighth of a turn, and gets things adjusted almost just exactly perfect. It's just a smidge tight. So I'm gonna grab another 13 millimeter cone wrench. Oh, that side's loose too. Never mind. We're gonna do the exact same thing to this side now. Very awkward to hold the wheel up in space like this so you guys can see. I just really make a lot of sacrifices for you, and I should be compensated accordingly. Send supers. Ugh. All in the name of good. Ooh, that's good. Woo. Yeah, baby. Silky smooth, straight as an arrow. This is so true. Ish. Just that little tweaker. Just tweak one nipple. All you gotta do is tweak one nipple. And you're off to the races, I tell you. This tool here is called a nipple driver. And you can get at the nipples from this side and spin them on or spin them off. It's like a wheel building tool. Nipple driver. I just thought it'd be a great band name. Or a Dio song. Nipple driver. That's the second Dio reference in the last handful of videos. That's pretty good. Just a little loose. I'm hoping that the skewer will pinch things together and set that preload. This guy wants new tires. Let's do it. Oh man, you know, anytime I get a chance to sit down, I appreciate it. Oh, dropped a valve cap. This morning, my wife asked, why is it so hard to exercise? So I answered, and I explained, you know, like, humans were originally hunters and gatherers. Like, that's what we evolved to be. And it wasn't too long ago, I don't know, 10,000 years, something like that, that we discovered the domestication of plants, otherwise known as agriculture. And humanity was forever changed. You know, instead of living in these little hunter and gatherer tribes where you just had a very small little community and everybody kind of, I mean, they would hunt and feed, you know, kids and old people that couldn't hunt and gather, but any able-bodied person would be out hunting or gathering at least, you know, 3 days a week. The hunters and gatherers worked way less than we do, by the way. It was, you know, by the numbers, an easier lifestyle. And it took a lot of effort, you know, so you kind of like burned every calorie that you took in just by living, just by surviving, just by getting your own food. But agriculture made it so you could, you know, make a shit ton of food with less work, and then people didn't have to work as hard for their food if it was given to them or they earned it other ways. And so then we had to devise all these other economic systems to earn food. And then, you know, and we prefer that because it theoretically, I guess, gives us, it's more convenient or something, right? Because you kind of like have more choice over what you do with your time, I think, is why we're under the impression that it's better this way. Anyway, my whole point was that humanity has ruined it, you know, like we had it so you didn't have to exercise. It was just, you were always working hard for your food and it was just the way you live. And now we separate it where you have leisure time or convenience or comfort. You know, you can get in a car, climate controlled, protected from danger, whatever, and drive to some sort of job that supposedly is providing some sort of social value that allows you to, you know, make money to buy food that was made by someone else who probably, well, I guess now even agriculture is all done with machines and, you know, I mean, farmers work hard, but there are plenty of like big fat farmers, right? You know, and even the bike industry, it's like, what can you do to make my bike more efficient, more comfortable, so I don't have to work as hard? Like, maybe we aren't supposed to not work hard, but like I said, I like to sit because it's comfort and convenience. Like, I'd pay for that, you know? Never understood people that like wait to turn on their air conditioning or heat, you know, because it's gonna save them a few bucks. They'd rather just like be hot or cold or uncomfortable for 2 months than pay the, you know, $2 that day to be comfortable. I'm like, $2 to be comfortable all day? Sign me up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a hunter and gatherer. It's not like every little resource I have is super precious. I only live once. YOLO, mofo. Anyway, agriculture was the beginning of the end for society. Well, for humanity. Everything's been downhill since then. You think about Israel and Palestine and that hot spot and how it's been a hot spot since forever. The Fertile Crescent was the beginning of humanity. I think that's when the first plant was domesticated. And it was like one guy grew a plant out of a seed and it made food. And he's like, oh my God, I did that on the ground. I just made it, I did it myself. And it, like the guy that was like in the next tent, you know, 20 feet away was like, you did that on that land? Like, I want that land that has the plant in it. And like beat the guy up and started living there and just used his plant. You know, that's when that conflict started. Dude never should have domesticated the plant. That's which side I'm on. I guess I'm a hunter and gatherer of bikes. But bike hunter gatherer doesn't have quite the ring a bike farmer does. All right, turn this back into a bicycle. Okay, so that front hub is still a little loose. I'm gonna tighten those bearings down a tad. Ooh, man, that's good. These brake cables need some lube. Let's do that. All right. They're kind of hard to get at on road bikes. Oh man, that cable has seen better days. All right, well, against my better judgment, I'm gonna replace this brake cable. And I say against my better judgment because there's a lot going on here. With the intermediate levers and everything, but it's just gonna be better. See if I can find the original hole. Oh, found it right away. Come on now. Come through the window and I'll be the hot dog. Ding! Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Nice stainless cable. You guys know what the letters in Iowa stand for? It's an acronym, IOWA. Idiots out wandering around. I don't know, that's what we say when the Hawkeyes come and play the Badgers, at least. But when Michigan comes to town, we say Ann Arbor was a whore. And I'm not exactly sure why. Never took the time to look it up or find out. But I'm guessing it's just not untrue. Somehow in the history of things, it can be concluded that there was a lady named Ann Arbor that the city was named after, and she may have made some money in the world's oldest occupation, profession. You know, I don't have a problem with that. I have no problem. I don't judge sex workers. You know, I mean, shit, seems like a fun way to make a living. Ooh, slicker than snot on a doorknob. I'm just gonna put some one step on the chain, squirt some back there, a little right there, get some all over here. Nah. Okay. Holy sheep shit. So if you grab your derailleur and then grab your cable and just kind of stretch, you can do the same to the front. That helps squish the housing, seat those ferrules, and stretch the cables out. It's always a good thing, a pre-stretch. Now they're gonna move a little bit. They're gonna stretch a little, but that's what these barrel adjusters are for. I'm gonna turn this one in just a bit. You know, if things are, if you get a tune-up, get some new cables maybe a piece of housing, and you go for a couple rides and then it starts acting funny, there's nothing wrong. The mechanic didn't do anything bad. It's just, you know, the physical world has adjusted itself according to the laws of physics. Oh my goodness, that didn't do anything at all. And you just need to learn how to use a barrel adjuster. You just turn that out counterclockwise, half a turn, maybe one, and you're good to go. It'll work just exactly perfect. Once again, just how the world is. Screws fall out all the time. The world's an imperfect place. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 speed, 105, and then we have Tiagra shifters. Tiagra 9 speed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. How about that? Oh, so there's like incessant rubbing. And there's a little plastic doohickey there. I don't even know if I can get at the screw to loosen it up, but it's to prevent chain suck. Well, chain drop, and it was improperly set up. But we can put that right there instead. Whoop. It was rubbing right there. You can see how it's worn off. That chain has just been rubbing on that little cog since the day it was put there. It's just wrong. But that should keep it from overshifting. My cable's loose. Come through my window. By the light of the moon. Mind-boggling how well that works. Look at these rusty crank bolts. I tell you what. Oh, it's the Sequoia Elite. That's why it's so nice. That's why it works good and doesn't suck. Guy did a good job buying this bike. Endurance Road, affordable. You know, it's got some carbon fiber. It's got the Zertz system on it. It's like carbon, and then there's like a rubber in there. It probably softens up that whole. This is a man of comfort. I tell you what, my kind of guy. It's like you just want to go enjoy a bike ride. Don't need to win a race. So there's an intermediate shift. You just push the lever halfway, it's rubbing, push the lever halfway, and it doesn't rub anymore. Okay, and the same thing over here is like if you push the lever halfway, okay, so it's just let me demonstrate. Tighten that cable a bit. Okay, it's just kind of barely rubbing. Click it down, it doesn't rub. Barely rubbing, click it down, it doesn't rub. High gear. Oh, it's rubbing just a little bit. Not anymore. You can't do any better than that, people. This is how triple drivetrains are. And if they're properly adjusted, they're fantastic. All right, I'm gonna put this accessories hanger dealy whopper mamma jamma on first. I'm not gonna wrap it over. No, this is just gonna upset me. Gotta go under these brake cables. I want to install it properly, and it's not going over the tape. It's not the proper installation. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot going on here. Too much, in my totally irrelevant and not very humble opinion. We're gonna get there though. You just sit tight. Let me struggle here for a bit. What the hell? What kind of magic just happened there? Oh, that's gonna overlap? It's okay, I got a scissors in my pocket. Man, come on now. I hate other people's bikes. Other people's bikes. Well, that kind of sucked. All right, now we'll get some tape on here. Well, I think that's it for this one. She tuned up great. These tires look amazing. New cables, everything's shifting amazingly. Got that rear brake cable replaced. That really helped the feel of that. Everything's clicking and snapping and everything. That one step really took care of that. I think I improved this up here is a lot nicer and cleaner. And I didn't show it on video because I wasn't sure what to do, but this mirror didn't really go back in. I think it's missing some hardware, like the basic wedgie part of it. The thing that was stuck in there wasn't right. I don't even know, but it isn't right. You know, I kind of hate these things anyway. I see why people use them. I think it'll be all right as long as it doesn't get bumped too hard, but they get caught on everything and bumped anyway. Okay, enough complaining about this bike. I mean, I like it. I like it, okay? I like the bike. It just sucked because I've been down here for, man, has it been maybe 2.5 hours working on this thing, and nobody's making any money when they take this long. You know what I'm saying? And it was written up okay. It says like 300 plus, so they know that a big bill is coming. But we got $150 in tires, and at $90 an hour, if I've been down here for 2.5, I should be charging for that, you know. But I can't. Like, who's gonna spend that kind of money fixing bikes? You know, it all boils down to bicycles are toys and fixing them is a hobby. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be bike mechanics. This is a dead end job. There's only so much. There's only so much that people are going to be willing to pay to keep these old bikes going. You know, somehow I make it work. I don't know how. You know, the channel certainly helps. You know, you guys watching this content, sending me the supers, joining the channel, monthly sustaining membership really keeps the wheels greased. You can always like and subscribe for free. All of those things support things and make it possible for me to do this work for people, keep their bikes rolling. We all got to come together to make it all happen, or else the bikes are going to all be $2,000 and super complex and everything, because that whole like engineering, progress, capitalism, consumerism machine is rolling down the tracks and ain't nothing stopping it. So the only thing getting in its way is going to be people willing to do this and watch it and support it. Thank you so much. Hey, for yourself, be sure to click that notification bell so you and your bikes can stay tuned.